Can you build a network marketing business while you're working full-time? Well, yes, you can and you should. And let's stop talking about it's like some cute, like a little side hustle for women who have like extra time. Most women don't have extra time. They have pressure, they have responsibilities, they have bills to pay, they have homes to hold together, children to raise, vows to hide, and a face to keep in public while privately maybe she's asking God how much longer she can carry all of this alone. So no, the real question is not whether you can build while working full-time. The real question is whether you have enough vision, enough discipline, and enough inner government to build in private before anybody claps the hand for you. Because this is where most people lose. They want overflow with no order. They want fruit with no pruning. They want harvest with no seed in the ground. They want freedom, but they still move like slaves to mood, distraction, excuses, and inconsistency. And this is why they stay stuck. In Ecclesiastes 11:4, it says, "Whoever watches the wind will not plant. Whoever looks at the clouds will not reap." Well, in simple language, it means if you wait for perfect conditions, you will die waiting, for sure. So yes, you can build while working a full-time job. For many women, that this is the wisest way to begin, because wisdom doesn't always scream. Sometimes wisdom builds quietly. Sometimes wisdom keeps the salary while learning the skill. Sometimes wisdom protects the house while preparing the exit. Sometimes wisdom says, I don't need to prove my faith with recklessness. I can move with strategy, stewardship, and self-control. In Luke 16:10 says, whoever is faithful with little will also be faithful with much. That verse is not small. That verse exposes people, because many say that they want a big business, a big team, a big impact, a big money, big freedom, but they are careless with 1 hour, careless with one follow-up, careless with one lead, careless with one evening, careless with one simple act of obedience. You don't become powerful when more arrives. You reveal your power by how you handle what you already have, what already arrived. That is why building while working full-time can actually forge you into something rare. It forces you to become priceless. It forces you to become intentional. It forces you to stop romanticizing success and start respecting systems. When your time is limited, your standards have to rise. Your words have to become cleaner. Your focus has to become sharper. Your energy has to stop bleeding into nonsense. So let me say this like a woman who has tasted the pressure. Limited time is not always your biggest problem. Undisciplined energy is. There are women with only 90 focus minutes a day who will outrun women with an empty calendar and a lazy spirit. Because success doesn't bow to desire, it bows to order. 1 Corinthians 14 verse 40 says, let all things be done decently and in order. So order is feminine. Order is powerful. Order is not boring. Order is what makes a woman dangerous. A disordered woman leaks power. A governed woman multiplies everything. So if you're working full-time and trying to build a network marketing, stop like crying on yourself and start refining yourself. You don't need a perfect life. You need a structure. You need standards. You need a way of moving that matches what you say you want. And let us be even more honest. A full-time job in the beginning can be a protection. Because when your bills are covered, you are less likely to speak from fear, less likely to chase people, less likely to pressure strangers, less likely to prostitute your energy for quick money. Let's call that what it is. A lot of people are not building business. They are bleeding need. And people can feel it. That is why calmness matters. That is why stability matters. That is why stewardship matters. In Proverbs chapter 21, verse 5 says, "The plans of the diligent lead surely to abundance, but everyone who is hasty comes only to poverty." Not eventually, but surely. So diligence is expensive, haste is cheap. Women who build well don't flying themselves at every opportunity like they are starving for validation. They move with discernment. They move with restraint. They move with standards. They move like builders, not beggars. And that is the difference. At first, network marketing may fit into evenings, mornings, lunch breaks, weekends, hidden pockets of time. That season is not glamorous. That season is often invisible. That season will test whether you really want this or whether you only like the fantasy of being seen as successful. Because private consistency is where destiny gets decided. In Galatians chapter 6 verse 9 says, "Let us not grow weary in doing good, for in due season we will reap if we don't give up." In due season, not in your panic, not in your impatience, not in your comparison, in due season. That means there is a process. That means there is a timing. That means there is a cost to becoming the woman who can carry real increase. God bless you.